Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Shakti Shri Lalitha Sahasranamam Naamaavali 251 to 300. Om Chinmayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is pure consciousness. Om Paramanandayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is supreme bliss. Om Vijnana Ganarupinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is wisdom crystallized. Om Dhyana Dhyatru Dhyeya Rupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is meditation, the person meditating, and the object meditated upon. Salutations to her who is meditation, the person meditating, and the object meditated upon. Om Dharma Dharma Vivarchitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who transcends both good and evil. Om Dharma Adharma Vivarchitayai Namaha. Om Vishwarupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who has the whole world perceived in the waking state as her form and who is therefore technically called Vishwa. Om Jagarinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the waking state. Om Swapantyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the dream state. Om Taijas Atmikayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the soul of Taijasa, the totality of jivas experiencing the dream state. Om Suptayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the state of deep sleep. Om Atmikayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the soul of the totality of the jivas experiencing deep sleep. Om Turyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the Turiya which transcends all states. Om Sarva Vasta Vivarchitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is devoid of all states. Om Srishti Kartriyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the cause of creation. Om Brahma Rupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who has taken the form of Brahma for creation. Om Goptriyai Namaha. Salutations to her whose function is protection. Om Govinda Rupinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who has taken the form of Govinda for this purpose. Om Samharinyai Namaha. Salutations to her whose function is to destroy the universe. Om Rudra Rupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who takes the form of Rudra for this purpose. Om Tirodhana Karyai Namaha. Salutations to her whose function is concealing this, reducing this universe to its primeval conditions. Om Ishwariyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Ishwari, who accomplishes this. Om Sada Sivayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Sada Siva. Om Anugraha Dhyai Namaha. Anugraha Dayayai Namaha. Salutations to her who by her gracious blessing starts the universe again on the path of evolution from the involved state. Om Panchakritya Parayanayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is engaged in the 5 functions mentioned above. Om Bhanu Mandala Madhyasthayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is meditated upon as stationed in the center of the solar orb. Om Bhairavayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Bhairavi, the terror-generating deity. Om Bhagamalinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Bhagamalini, the mother of having 6 bhagas or excellences: lordliness, righteousness, glory, beauty, omniscience, and detachment. Om Padma Sanayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Brahma with seat in cosmic lotus. Om Bhagavatyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the Bhagavati or the supreme goddess. Om Padmanabha Sahodaryai Namaha. Salutations to her who is a sister of Padmanabha or Mahavishnu. Om Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvana Valyai Namaha. Salutations to her, the opening of whose eye results in creation and closing results in destruction. Om Sahasrasirsha Vadanayai Namaha. Salutations to her who has thousands of heads and faces. Om Sahasrakshai Namaha. Salutations to her who has thousands of eyes. Om Sahasrakshai Namaha. Salutations to her who has thousands of eyes. Om Sahasrapade Namaha. Salutations to her who has thousands of feet. Om Abrahmakita Jananyai Namaha. Salutations to the generator of all from Brahma down to a worm. Om Abrahmakita Jananyai Namaha. Salutations to the generator of all from Brahma down to a worm. Om Varnasrama Vidayanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who ordained the social divisions and stations in life. Om Nijatnya Rupa Nigamayai Namaha. Salutations to her who commands the Vedas are. Salutations to her whose commands the Vedas are. Om Punya Phala Pradayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the dispenser of the fruits of righteous as also of evil actions. Om Shruti Simanta Sinturi Krita Padabja Dhulikayai Namaha. Salutations to her, the dust of whose feet are borne on their head by the Shruti Devatas, Vedas personified as goddesses, who prostrate before her and thereby color her feet with vermilion marks on their forehead. Om Sakalagama Sandoha Sukti Samputa Moktikayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the priceless pearl contained in the shell casket of Agamas, ritualistic scriptures. Om Purushartha Pradayai Namaha. Salutations to her who bestows the fourfold values of human life: Dharma, morality; Artha, wealth; Kama, pleasure; and Moksha, liberation. Om Purnayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Purna, the all-encompassing whole. Om Bhoginyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is ever full of bliss. Om Bhuvaneshwariyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Bhuvaneshwari, the sovereign of universe. Om Ambikayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Ambika, the mother of the universe, possessing of the powers known as Icha, will; Jnana, cognition; and Kriya, action. Om Anadi Nidanayai Namaha. Salutations to her who exists without a beginning or end. Om Hari Brahmendra Sevitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is adored even by the deities like Hari, Brahma, and Indra. Om Narayanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Narayani, the counterpart of Narayana. Om Nada Rupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the form of Nada, cosmic sound. Om Nama Rupa Vivarchitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who as Para Brahman is without name and form.